Time is money. We've all heard it a million times. And you know what? We've probably all said it too. It's one of those ideas that's so deeply baked into our culture, we just accept it as truth. But today, we're going to challenge that. We're going to put that whole concept under a microscope and ask, is it actually helping us or is it holding us back? Let's get into it. This whole idea just snaps into focus with a story that I think we can all relate to. Just picture it. You're stuck in a super slow checkout line. The cashier is new, they're fumbling a little, and you hear the person behind you mutter under their breath, "Don't they know time is money?" It's that raw, unfiltered frustration that we've all felt. And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? We've swallowed this idea whole, hook, line, and sinker. It makes us rush, it makes us stress, it makes us try to optimize every single second of our day, all because we believe we should manage our time just like we manage a bank account. But what if that's just wrong? What if that entire premise is flawed? What if treating our time exactly like money is the very thing that's keeping us from living a richer, more meaningful life? Now, that's the big question we're going to dig into today. Okay, so this slide really breaks it down perfectly. Money is replenishable. You can lose a job, find another one. You can lose money, you can earn it back. But time, it's a one-way street. Once a second, a minute, an hour is gone, it is gone for good. It's our one truly non-renewable resource. And when you really let that sink in, well, it changes everything. So let's start there with our most precious, irreplaceable resource, our time. And this isn't about productivity hacks or packing more into your schedule. It's about something deeper, about being truly present for the life you're actually living. The singer Judy Collins asked it so beautifully, who knows where the time goes? Because if we're not paying attention, that's exactly what happens. It just slips away. You look up and an entire year is gone because we've been running on autopilot instead of actually experiencing the ride. And here's a pretty shocking clue as to where a lot of that time is going. The average adult is spending about 8 hours a day on screens. You do the math over a lifetime, and that adds up to a staggering 16 years. 16 years of your life spent looking at a screen. And that really forces all of us to ask a tough question. When we're scrolling, when we're streaming, are we actually engaged and enjoying it? Or are we just, passing time? It's such an easy trap to fall into, especially when these apps are literally designed to keep us hooked. Now, the point here isn't to make you feel bad. It's about awareness. Just knowing where your time is going is the very first step to getting it back. All right, so now let's switch gears and talk about the second piece of the puzzle, money. But we're going to look at it through a totally different lens than we're used to. I absolutely love this quote from Joseph Campbell. Money is just congealed energy. Think about that. The money in your bank account represents the hours of your life, the effort, the life energy you traded for it. So when you spend it, you're not just moving numbers around. You're releasing that stored up energy. The real question is, what are you releasing it for? Forget what you think your priorities are for a minute. Just look at the cold, hard data. Go through your bank and credit card statements and start categorizing everything. Find out where your congealed energy is actually going each month. Because once you see those categories laid out, the real question becomes obvious. Does that spending pattern actually line up with what you say you value? Are you using that energy to build a life that brings you genuine joy and fulfillment? Or is it just kind of leaking out on things that don't really matter? And that brings us to our third, and maybe the most overlooked resource, our personal energy. This is the fuel that powers everything you do. And just like time, you only get a finite amount of it each day. This quote from John Maxwell is such a fantastic reality check. It's so true, isn't it? We waste so much of our daily energy on things that, in the grand scheme of things, are completely unimportant. Worrying about what other people think, stressing over things we have zero control over. It is absolutely exhausting. The perfect name for all these drains, energy vampires. And it's important to know they're not just difficult people. An energy vampire can be a habit, like obsessively worrying. It can be the impossible expectations we put on ourselves. They're anything that quietly sucks away our vitality, leaving us too drained for the things we actually care about. So, the whole game is to figure out what drains you versus what recharges you. This chart gives some great examples. Constantly worrying about money? That's a huge drain. Mindless scrolling on your phone? Definitely a drain. But what about quality time with people you love or learning a new skill? Those things actually give you energy back. They fill your tank. Okay, so we've taken a hard look at our time, our money, and our energy. Now for the really cool part, using all that new awareness to intentionally design a life with more joy in it. And let's be really clear about what we mean by joy. This isn't just about a fleeting moment of happiness or excitement. As Oprah puts it here so well, it's a sustained sense of well-being. It's that internal peace you feel when you're connected to what truly matters to you. So here's one last powerful exercise. Make a list of all your daily activities and sort them into 3 buckets. Things that bring you that deep sense of joy and peace, things that are just neutral, like chores or commuting, and the things you actively dislike. The goal is simple, right? Figure out how to do more from that first column and a whole lot less from the third. But, of course, here's the catch. This is all about trade-offs. Every single time you say yes to one thing, you are, by default, saying no to something else. Saying yes to that extra hour with your family might mean saying no to an hour of TV. It's all about making conscious, mindful choices and accepting the consequences. So, as we wrap all this up, it really boils down to these 3 massive questions for you to take away. How much of your irreplaceable time was lost this week? Where are your biggest money wasters? Where is your congealed energy really going? And how much of your vitality was eaten up by those energy vampires? Which leaves us with this one final crucial question. After you've looked at your time, your money, and your energy, who is actually in the driver's seat of your life? Is it you making conscious choices that align with your values? Or is it your unconscious habits, outside pressures, and those pesky energy vampires? The answer to that question, that's where a truly joyful life begins.